Hey guys, back from this angle for a minute because earlier this week I received some mail from the one and only Pepino man, and in this package were these bad boys right here. These really nice Ray-Ban sunglasses. So these are cool. These are way better than the cheap dollar store shades that I normally use, so I'll definitely be using these from now on. And I think he sent them because we've been talking about the shiny cards lately. He sent me the shine box here. So I think these are meant to be used when you're looking through those really shiny cards. And speaking of, Pepino sent me some really cool insert cards here. So this might be a long video because I want to go through each and every one of these. So let's get started. Alright guys, so here we go. Big thanks to Pepino man. The shades were cool enough, but then he also included a nice stack of insert cards. Mostly from the 90s, multiple sports. You guys know I love this type of stuff. Let's get started with some NBA. Here you got a Scottie Pippen from, I believe that's 97, 98 Ultra. Remember pulling some of those back in the day. Never got the Pippen one though. That was kind of the cool thing about so many insert cards back then, is you could rip pack after pack and you still would never even come close to getting everything. And this one's beautiful right here. Never had one of these. Key ingredient gold. Kind of a see-through card of Marcus Camby. Great looking card. Would love to see who else is in that set. Another nice one here. And again, I think this is what the shades were for. Got a lot of shine in here. Nice Rockman of Chris Webber. There with the Wizards. I was a big fan of Webber when he was with the Kings. Didn't really follow his career much when he was with the Warriors and Wizards. But then when he went to the Kings, they started showing a lot of their games on TV. Really loved that Kings team during that time. You got one of Pepino man's former Lakers, Nick Van Exel. Nice foil card there. They used foil a lot in inserts back around the 90s. Nick Van Exel was a decent player for a few years. I think he was drafted kind of low, wasn't expected much out of him, but had some decent season. Not sure if he ever made an all-star team, but I know he took some people by surprise with some of the numbers he put up. But then started getting in trouble a lot, got traded a few times. Here's an Anton Jameson up-tempo insert. This one's a little bit later on. This was like 99, 2000. I actually collected Jameson for a few years. A lot of people forget going into that draft, the 98, 99 draft. He was actually more popular than Vince Carter at the time. But then Vince went and had that great rookie season and kind of became the bigger star of the two. But I always liked Jameson. He had some big scoring games. Here you got this is a more recent one. Jason Kidd from Pinnacle. I kind of like that Pinnacle product they put out a few years ago because they had old school looking inserts like this. But yeah, not much you have to say about Jason Kidd. Definitely one of the greatest point guards of all time. Here's a kind of a weird one. Not a lot of people gonna know this guy, Sasha Danilovic. But I remember him mostly because he used to absolutely kill the Knicks. A lot of people know those Croatian players that come into the NBA, they could always shoot. This guy knocked down so many big threes against the Knicks. So that's kind of a cool insert there. I'm sure he didn't appear in too many insert sets. And I just mentioned Kidd as one of the greatest point guards of all time. This guy's definitely in that conversation. John Stockton. Ran the pick and roll to perfection with Karl Malone. Was also a really good shooter. Here you got another Kidd. This is another one that I never saw back in the day. Beautiful insert card right there. Again, there were so many insert sets and some of them were really tough to pull, so sometimes you could open packs and packs and you wouldn't even get to see some of the insert sets that were out there. So this might have been one of the tougher ones to get because I never saw anybody from that one. Another great looking card there, a lot of shine. This one I actually have, this Dennis Rodman Ultra Power. Might have that complete set actually. I remember I got most of them in a lot that I got from the Card Dreamer. Not sure if the camera's picking it up. It has kind of like some gold sparkle back there. This is really old school here, these holograms. I remember my uncle when he gave me a chunk of his basketball collection, he gave me a bunch of those. It had the Jordan one, had the Dennis Rodman one. I think I might have had this one too, Hakeem Olajuwon. But very cool. That was one of the kind of original insert sets that everybody was chasing after. And here's not really an insert, but it's kind of a variation of a Grant Hill SP rookie card, the die cut version. That was a pretty expensive card at one point, back when rookie cards still mattered, and the die cuts from that SP set were really sought after for a while. And Grant Hill obviously was having some great seasons early in his career, but then had some ankle injuries that kind of derailed him. But then became a decent bench player for the tail end of his career. Hung around a lot longer than I thought he would. Another great looking one here, Chris Webber. This one's from Metal Silver Slam. I remember pulling some of these too. I believe some of them were like a different color. I think there were some orange ones, and there were these like purple violet ones. Not sure if any of them were more rare than the other, but again, very nice looking stuff. Here's a more recent one. This is from the 2000s. You got Jordan and Rip Hamilton there. I don't have too many Jordan cards in the Wizards. I wasn't too thrilled when he came back to play for the Wizards. Thought his career ended perfectly when he hit that game-winning shot against Utah, but still pick up some of his Wizard stuff every now and then. Kind of funny thing is when he was I think he was like the president of the Wizards or something. He actually traded Richard Hamilton for Jerry Stackhouse. And one more for the NBA here. Big time shine on this one. Definitely need your shades for that one. Kickstart of Keith Van Horn. Another player that I PC'd for a while, had a few good seasons with the Nets. Was a big time scorer, but I think the knock on him was he was a bit soft. Then ended up getting traded a bunch of times. But again, just gorgeous looking card there. So that'll end the NBA portion. Let's look at some football ones next. Alright, so I'll try to go through these a little bit faster, but having a good time appreciating these. Nice Marvin Harrison there. Very underrated receiver. And this one I actually have this air raid insert of Dave Brown and Mike Sherrard, but do not mind having another one. I have one in the Dave Brown section of the binder, so I'll just put this one with the Mike Sherrard stuff. Don't have a lot of stuff of either of them, probably one page each. Here's a nice Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell was in a lot of insert sets back then, and obviously was a decent QB, but for some reason my friends and I were always pulling this guy in insert sets. He's one of those guys that just always seemed to pop up, and not a lot of people seemed to collect the Jaguars even back then. But again, beautiful card. And here he is again, Mark Brunell. Big time shine on that one as well. Star view. Here's an Eddie George. That's yet another guy that I used to PC. I started liking the Titans the first year that they became the Titans, and they had those cool new uniforms. And then I just started watching them on TV a bit, became a big fan of Eddie George and Steve McNair. So I collected them for a while. But obviously, as is the case with a lot of us, you start collecting so many different players, at some point you gotta give a few of them up. Here's another nice Eddie underclassmen insert from Chrome. Here's a Curtis Martin from Chrome, Gold Nuggets. Here's another metal foil card here. Metal used to love doing those foil inserts back then. Nice Drew Bledsoe. He was another one that was always popping up in everybody's packs. Had some decent popularity, but obviously nowhere near where Brady ultimately became. There's a nice Torrey Holt. I believe that's his NC State uniform. Shout out to Big D for life. Another very underrated receiver. Seems like a lot of those 90s receivers have kind of been forgotten about. And speaking of underrated, here's an underrated running back, Fred Taylor. He kind of gets lost in the shuffle with that great 98 rookie class. Used to love this insert set too. I bought a box of those and pulled, I believe, like 4 or 5 of them. Still have like 2 of them. I think I have a Moss and a Terrell Davis. And one more football one here. Marshall Faulk, back with the Colts. Actually, I guess that was the year he was traded to the Rams, 99. But yeah, he became really popular for a few years when he went to the Rams. I remember he was on the cover of Madden one year. Just an absolute beast. So that'll end the football. Got a few more here. Got some baseball and some hockey. So here's some baseball. And again, I guess this is why this is from the Shine box. Check out that Tony Gwynn right there. Major shine on that one. Beautiful card. Absolutely love that. Gotta get some more of those. And I think this actually, I don't know if that was an insert or if that whole set was like that year. That Pacific set. But yeah, great looking stuff. And here you have a Bernie Williams that I did not have. I'd never even seen that one. It's always great getting a Bernie that I don't have. I don't even mind getting Bernie doubles, but obviously even better when it's something I've never even seen before. So that's very cool. We'll definitely put that in the binder, which I hope to show soon. Here's an A-Rod back from his Seattle days. A little bit of shine on that one. Not quite as much as the other ones. Here's another A-Rod. Remember this insert set, forget what it was called, but it had Spanish writing on the back as Pacific used to do on some of their stuff. Very cool. Here's Albert, aka Joey Bell, with the White Sox. Wasn't quite as popular with the White Sox. Obviously was more popular with Cleveland. And something a lot of people actually forget is he almost became a Yankee. Heading into the 99 season, Bernie Williams almost signed with the Red Sox. Came very close to signing with the Red Sox actually. And so the backup plan for the Yankees was to sign Albert Bell, but as it turns out, Bernie came back and Bell ended up going to the Orioles. And last baseball one here, nice Pedro Martinez from his time with the Mets. I do keep some Pedro stuff in the binders. Have some of his stuff in the Mets binders and even some of his Red Sox stuff. Just a great pitcher, can't deny that. And so last two here, a couple of hockey ones. Some of the most beautiful ones in here. Got this Wayne Gretzky. Again, yet another insert set that I had never even seen. Line to line. So great looking stuff. Didn't even know Pepino had hockey cards. That one's numbered to 1,000. I think Donruss was one of the products that started doing a lot of the numbering stuff. And everybody else kind of jumped on board. And last one here, major shine again. Mark Messier, Marquee Men. Another just great looking card right there. So man, Pepino, man, I don't know where you found all this stuff, but just a bunch of beautiful cards. So thank you so much for all of this, man. Very fun lot. This actually makes me want to go get some more inserts. Definitely got to look up some of these sets and see who else is in them. So thanks again, Caesar, and I'll talk to you all again soon.